to The Practical Path, a podcast for personal and spiritual growth. Every week, another step along the path toward a more peaceful, happy life. A life where you grow into the best possible version of yourself, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Now, let's get started down the path for today. And welcome aboard. This is The Practical Path, a podcast for personal and spiritual growth. Just like it says on the label. And this is step number 44 along the path. I'm Bill Sklodowski, along with my friend and partner and spiritual advisor. She is my spiritual advisor, but spiritual advisor to the masses, Vicki Wagoner in Blue Ridge, Georgia. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
A little wound up, apparently. I don't know.
What's going on with the wind up?
I don't know. I just got started with a big, fast introduction there. And I always feel like this is a spiritual podcast. I should be talking in quiet, hushed tones as though we were in church or in meditation somewhere. I know, right? It's not.
What?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Where are you?
I don't know. Well, Gainesville, Florida. So Gainesville, where it looks like it really wants to rain, but it hasn't been able to for the past 3 days, but looks like it's going to try again, and we could use it, so I welcome the rain today because I have nothing outdoors planned. We were talking before we started. Last night was a pickleball night, so I'm a little sore, a little stiff this morning, whatever. So anyway, I'm still on we try to talk about something of gratitude, to be something that we are in gratitude for every week. That's our new way of starting the show, to help us focus on that and to help our friends and our listeners maybe think about something they could be in gratitude for. And I'm still working on my piece when it comes to my eyesight. Well, it's fine. It's not fine. It's as good as it's going to get.
Okay.
Probably for the next several months. Simply because we've told the story before, and I don't want to bore people, but just because of my recovery process, I have this goo in my eye that's holding everything in place. And if anybody's had a retinal procedure of any kind, you probably know what I'm talking about.
Right.
So there's no pain. Yes, it's a little red still, but I'm using these. They gave me the new eye drops, so I think that my eye is a little pink still from all of that. But it's just that it's gonna be like this for a few months, and so now I'm having to learn patience.
How do you spell that?
I don't know how you spell it. We could ask ChatGPT, or we could ask Google or something like that how to spell patience. It's terrible. I want patience, but I want it now. And I know that. My doctor gave me the 2-word pep talk last week. What's important? Yes, healing my eye is important, doctor. Thank you.
Yes.
But it's still very frustrating when I go to play pickleball and shots that I would normally make with no problem. Just see the ball, hit the ball, put it where I want it to go. Now it's an adventure every time.
Oh.
So it's like, I had one last night that was the ball was coming toward me, and I just had the paddle. I know you can't see this on Zoom, but Vicki can. I'm holding the paddle in front of me, and I kind of just flicked at it, completely missed it, and the ball just hits me right smack in the middle of the chest. It's a pickleball. It's a little wiffle ball. Nobody's getting hurt by getting hit by. Yeah, nobody's getting hit by a pickleball. Unless you really catch one. Never mind. This guy at 250 pounds, 6'2", is not getting hurt by a pickleball coming at me.
Okay.
I just caught the pickleball with my chest, and I'm standing there, and of course you have to make a show out of it. Ow, ow, ow. My friends are like, Bill, come on, So I said, I'm going to have a mark. I'm going to have spots. No, I'm not. I'm fine. So anyway, patience is Bill's word. It's like Sesame Street. Today's word is patience for Bill, and knowing that it's maybe you knew this as a parent. I have seen other parents use this technique that you never tell a young child you're going to Disney World next week,
Oh gosh, no.
because for a week straight, it's like, is it time? Is it time? Is it time?
Yep.
You tell them on that morning, guess what?
Yeah.
We're going to Disney World. They're excited. You go. It's all good. So I'm almost happy that it's not like next week, because I would be, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. It's going to be several months of this. So now I have to
Yep.
teach myself, or whatever the word is, I don't know, to learn a little patience and a little
Yes.
gratitude that things are getting better. It's fine. It's just going to take some time. Okay, so that's my story and I'm sticking
I
to
know.
it.
I'm the same way. It was like with my shoulder. It's like, oh my God, when am I ever going to be able to use this shoulder again? It was weeks. It
Right?
was about, 8,
Weeks.
9 weeks.
Right. And
Yeah.
yet here you are. I
Yeah.
mean, are you 100% at this point, or are you still,
Well, I'll never be 100%. I'm more like 80%.
hey,
Which is good. At least I got my,
sure.
it's repaired and it feels good. I just have to be really careful of how much I lift,
Right.
what I do with it. So, yeah. But
Well,
I'm
those,
thankful, that they had, the technique to
yes,
heal us. So,
yes, yes.
like
I was
with your
just going to
eye.
say, no more, no more going to the gym with the heavy weights for you. I know.
Oh, no, I can't. I can't even lift them.
I was sort of being sarcastic, but it is true. So yeah, I get it. I do. So anyway, anything in particular for Vicky's gratitude journal or reporting in the last week or so? Anything happening in your life and your world that has helped you to be a little more gratitude filled?
Um, I'm just thankful that I live in a, wonderful area. Rick is, a great guy and we got a great relationship and we've been working a little bit more on that because it waned a little bit. So we're kind of pulling it together. And,
Ah,
after 42 years of being together, sometimes it just gets a little thin, but no, I'm just, thankful that I'm healthy. At 72, I'm really healthy. I've got wonderful friends. We do this podcast, which I enjoy. I'd like to have a little bit more work with readings, but
right.
I'm still putting it out there. But no, everything's good. I mean,
That's good.
I'm thankful. So how
Good.
about you? I
How
know with
about
your,
me? Yeah, I same thing. I mean, well, no, not same thing. I am grateful that I do have a that I live comfortably,
yeah,
and I think about that a lot.
yeah,
Just for the way I have built my life and all of that. It
mhm,
is interesting, and this is the gratefulness hasn't come yet. It's kind of it's at a new state. I'm in a new relationship. We've talked about on the
yes,
show, a new lady friend, and she has a little dog too. He's a service dog, so he goes with her, which means us,
mhm,
everywhere, everywhere.
yeah.
And the good news is she is silent. She's a Bichon Frise. Is that Bichon
Oh,
Frise? Whatever.
I-
Small, white, fluffy.
yeah.
She goes with my lady friend. Mary is her name. She goes with Mary, and it doesn't matter. Like, when we're at Walmart, the dog is in the little kids thing in the cart, shopping
Oh,
cart. And every child and many adults have to stop and pet the dog, and so there's like the same conversation 5 times at Walmart. And we went we
yes,
went to a local festival. We went to a watermelon festival. It's Florida. It's summer. It's watermelon time in Florida, which is,
yes.
I love watermelon, so that's a
Love
good
it.
thing.
Yes.
So same thing, walking around the watermelon festival, everybody's got, and there were some other dogs, and it is funny that this dog of my friends, like I said, it's tiny, not tiny. It's about the size of your Max. It's not a big puppy at all, regular,
Yeah.
football sized or whatever,
Football size.
you know, not afraid of anybody or anything. And I don't know if that's part of the breed or whatever, but other dogs walking around, big dogs, and a couple of pit bulls or whatever, and it's like she walks right up to him and
Whoa.
introduces herself and sniffs and all that, and the other dogs are like they're kind of like shocked. They're kind of like, what? Wait a minute, wait, what? I don't know what I got off on the dog thing there. I'm not sure what that means, but hey, the dog lives with no fear. So I wish I could do that a little
Goodness.
better. Maybe that's my lesson for today. I don't know. Anyway, whatever.
Well, it's nice that he's approachable because a lot of times service dogs, people say, that you shouldn't, touch them. But obviously, this little guy girl,
Girl.
is very comfortable.
Well, and my friend Mary does say that yes, you're right, and she will even tell the little kids you can pet. The dog's name is Lily, of course, Lily.
Oh,
You can
cute.
pet Miss Lily. She's okay. It doesn't affect her service, which is a
Okay.
good thing. And she says, but now remember, other service dogs, they may not automatically be approachable, pettable, whatever. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. That's a
Mhm.
good thing to remember. You're right. You're right. Good
Yeah.
point, and a good lesson or a good thing to remember when your kids are out there with their meeting up
Yeah.
with other critters out there in the wild. So anyway, that's where we're at this week. And
Nice.
yeah. Hey, it's Bill stepping out of the studio for a quick second. On the podcast, one of the things we talk about a lot is motivation, the desire to get things done in life. It might be physical stuff, losing a few pounds, getting a better job, finding a great relationship. Or it might be more of what I like to call internal things, finding ways to feel better about yourself or life in general. Well, to help our listeners along that particular path, we've prepared a helpful, simple guide for personal motivation. It's called Flipping the Switch: How to Create Motivation at a Moment's Notice. I'd like to send you a free copy, along with some other special bonus goodies. Bonus, you say? Well, yes, kind of an unadvertised in-store special. What is it? Well, you'll just have to find out for yourself. So, do this. Head over to the website, www.thepracticalpathpodcast.com. Yep, the same name as the podcast itself. Put in your email and we'll immediately send you to the free download. We'll also let you know about upcoming podcast episodes and other behind-the-scenes information. Again, just head over to the website, www.thepracticalpathpodcast.com, and get your free guide to boosting your personal motivation. I'm sure you'll find it helpful and, dare I say, practical. Now, back to the show. I thought we would talk a little bit, and I do want to invite our friends and listeners, as we talk every week, to think about things that they have that they can be grateful for in their lives,
Oh, absolutely.
right? And because to me, and we talked a lot about this last week. If you didn't hear the show last week, I would encourage you to go back and do a search for episode 43. It's on our Facebook page, by the way, The Practical Path Podcast, and you'll
Hmm.
find it there, and you'll all the other places, the Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube Music. We're listed on all of those platforms. But last week we did a really good deep dive about gratitude and the
Yeah.
importance of it and the difference. And this, I think, was the fun and interesting part, the difference between gratitude and love, and how love is something you can put out. Gratitude is something you feel more inwardly for the
Yeah.
things coming to you.
Hmm.
I can love my pizza, but my pizza doesn't love me back. But I can be grateful that someone made me a really good pizza and I'm enjoying the heck out of it. So, and then I told a few of our friends about our experience with asking artificial intelligence, Chat GPT, about the difference between love and gratitude, and what a great job it did of explaining that. And again, if you're interested, go back to episode or step number 43 on the practical path to learn about all of that. So all good,
Hmm.
all good. So today, kind of along that same line, I found an interesting article about how to walk the path of everyday enlightenment. I
Oh.
know, which is really about which is really what this podcast is all about.
Hmm.
I don't think any of us really want to become a monk or go live in the mountains. Well, you live in the mountains,
I live in the mountains.
but I mean, you're not out there. I was watching some, I forget, some show this weekend on Amazon or whatever, and it was one of those Dungeons and Dragons kind of old,
Oh,
mythology, swords and sorcerers, and
yep.
it shows the lady of the house walking down the mountain to carry up 2 buckets of water so that
Oh,
she can, wash clothes and whatever. And I'm like, yeah, no,
mm-mm.
it's an interesting plan. It's a cute looking life, but I don't think most of us are going to volunteer for that kind of
No, thank you.
no, that kind of enlightenment. So yeah. Besides, well, there's a damn good point. Let's rewind on that just a little bit. Now that I think about it, when you
Oh
think
gosh.
about everyday enlightenment, which is an interesting term.
Hmm.
I mean, as folks in the spiritual personal development realm and everything like that, enlightenment is one of those buzzwords that it's like, oh, we're all seeking enlightenment. Ah, the angels sing, the room lights up, the whole thing. Okay, probably not going to happen. And
Uh,
yet, what does that mean for us? What is that to you? What does that sound like or feel like? Or is there such a thing? And then we'll talk about how we get there.
well, enlightenment is like the aha moment of, oh, okay, I get it, kind of thing to me, and it's a practice. You've got to
Right?
be open to always looking at the positive of everything. And I often say, even in the darkness, that you can put light into it and shift it.
Right?
And that's enlightenment. And that's, being looking at the bigger picture of things. And what can
Right.
you learn from it? How can you, move yourself forward and inspire somebody else by the actions that you take, inspiring other people to do the same. So,
Interesting that you put the spin on it of it's what you're doing.
hmm.
Not so, again, I think, people see that in movies or, read about it in or whatever, and they think that it's just something that kind of, well, if I meditate long enough, it will happen to me. Or, the heavens will open. Like I said, the angels will sing the whole thing. But it sounds to me like you're talking more about the actions that you
The,
take.
the actions that you take, the thoughts that you have, the beliefs, that you feel powerful about, the more positive you are, the more in, attention you put to it, intention in it, the more you're going to manifest.
Hmm.
So to me, it's like, what can I look at? What can I enjoy? What can inspire me? And to be, a better person every day, or,
Hmm.
whatever, be better at work or whatever you need to do. It's up to us. The opportunities are out there. You got to leave yourself open to receiving them, to be looking for them, to, be inspired by them. You just can't sit there and read a book and go, "Oh, I read the book, so I know I'm, enlightened." No, you got to put a little action into it.
Right? Right?
A
No,
commitment.
what?
Oh, a
A
commitment
commitment.
to always looking at, how can I grow? How can I learn? How can I inspire myself? How can I inspire other people by my actions, by my words, by
Right.
what I believe in. And it doesn't mean everybody has to follow it. It just, you're there sharing it and offering it to others. Now, what they do with it, that's up to them. Yet I feel if I can do that, I've done my job. I've done what I needed to do for myself as well as for others, because I love to inspire people. You
Right.
know, I've said often, I've been through a lot in my life. So what I've learned from it, how I've grown from it, how I've evolved from all these experiences, I have turned them into the positive. And like I tell people, you're seeing me on a good day. I have my moments.
You say that all the time, but yes, it's
I
true.
do.
I get
And
it.
and that's just being truthful, and not saying, like I walk on water. I'm human. So I like to always share that, I do the best I can do, yet I'm human and I have my moments. And that's just being honest, because a lot of people, feel like they might get judged, or they, be banished or something if they're not, like always holy and always, inspired. We're human. we're going to have our human moments. So I try to put that in there that I don't know everything. I know what I know and I will share what I share. Yet I'm always learning, always ready to, be inspired by someone else or what's going on in the world.
Right. Right. And we throw that around, we throw that out there very casually, but I think it's worth a moment to reflect on. And that, like, and the word just we're just humans. We're just,
Mhm.
we're just humans. That's all we are. And there's nothing magical. Well, there is something magical about it, but it's not like magical stuff happens to us all the time. I have to put in the work, put in the action, do the stuff every day, and then hopefully something better happens for us along the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
We have to put that energy out there to allow it to manifest.
right, right. And again, I think don't I'm trying to think of the good words here. Don't beat up on yourself. Don't be down on yourself. Don't whatever. If it's like,
Yeah.
if you do have a human day, all right, you had a human day. Great. I mean, you're going to have human days. You're a human. That's what you do. So, but at the same time, you can look for ways to, like you said, be aware, look at the bigger picture, see if you can do something with in your actions
Yes.
that add to the greater good.
Yes.
Perfect timing, perfect, as we used to say in the radio business, perfect segue. One thing leads to the other.
Right.
To this article about everyday enlightenment, how to walk the path of everyday enlightenment. There's a book out written by a Harvard professor slash Zen priest. I
Oh
want
my.
that title. Harvard professor slash Zen priest,
Wow.
Robert Wallinger. I, I think I need to meet this guy. He says, fulfillment, fulfillment, if you want to call it enlightenment, that's fine, but pretty much the same thing.
Right.
Fulfillment is not about reaching an idealized state. He contends it is found in, and Miss Vicki just said this, everyday acts of kindness and compassion.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. As children, and again, I will put the link to this article in the show notes if you
Good.
want to read it, and I would
Yep.
recommend it. It's great stuff, but I'm going to quote it a lot here anyway. As children, we are taught the importance of kindness and compassion. Share your toys, use your words, not your hands.
Oh yeah.
Help your brother and sister, help others in general, whatever. These lessons, delivered by teachers, parents, books, and shows like Sesame Street, aim to shape how we express ourselves, empathize with others, and manage difficult situations throughout our lives. However, these lessons, the very same ones, can fade with age. When shouldering the pressures of work, the stresses of daily life, we begin to see kindness as impractical. It becomes one more hassle or even an idealistic notion in an otherwise dog eat dog world. We've been talking about dogs before. We want to, it's just a cliche, people. No dogs are being harmed in the making of this podcast. So, isn't that true that I mean, it's things that we knew, and we talk so much about our childhood belief systems. Is that the right way? This is your area of expertise. Childhood thought process, belief system, whatever. And then for some reason, well, we know the reasons. Adulting comes along,
Mhm.
and we either forget about these lessons, we decide to do something else, we everyday life rears its ugly head, and we just forget about them,
Yeah.
or we don't do them. And that's kind of a loss. It is a loss. One of the things that this mentioned, and there's more to come, but I did want to stop and pause about this. When shouldering the pressures of work and stresses of everyday life, we begin to see kindness as impractical. And I had a friend, and
Mhm.
you know who I'm talking about. I had
Yes, I
a
do.
friend who, one of her go-to lines when
Here it
things got a
comes.
little difficult in life, or when she was dealing with someone else and they weren't coming up to the level she expected. So this friend of mine would say, kindness does not equal weakness, but meant it in a way that if I'm being kind to someone, they might take that as a sign of weakness on my part and then try to either use that on me or something. And then therefore I probably can't be kind with people. I know. And I see you shaking your head already,
Yeah.
but I get it that that's the way some people operate, that they think
Yes.
if I'm kind to somebody, if I'm helpful, whatever, kind is a big, nice, generic word. And I like it. If I'm
Yeah.
kind to somebody, they might, I hate that I have to put it this way. Hate, big word. I'm challenged by saying if I'm kind to somebody, someone might use that against me.
Yes. Yeah. I don't
That's
see that.
horrible. That's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. No, that's being a victim. That's victimhood.
Say more. I love that. Yes.
Because being kind means that you're being genuine, you're being yourself. And is this person looking for, like a comeback, like a pat on the shoulder? Because being kind is just doing something because that's who you are, that's what you want to do, without having the expectation of getting something in return. It's like I
Right.
said, I think last week when we talked, I said, I saw these elderly people and I just, I smiled at them and I said, hello, and can I help you? And it was just because that's who I am. I'm not
Right.
looking for any prize. I'm not looking for a pat on the shoulder or the tap on the head that I'm a good little girl. It's just who I am, because
Right.
I love people and, I especially older people because, I really loved my grandma and she was everything to me. So when I see somebody older, it just reminds me of my grandma and how much I loved her. And I don't know these people, but I'm putting out the same love, the same help, the same kindness and not looking for anything in return because to me, it's the gift of being able to do this for somebody.
And you hit upon an important term or idea there that I think I do see and hear in a lot of people when they say they're being kind, but it's still a transactional kind of a thing. I'm going to be kind to you. Now I expect something in return, whether that's a big time compliment or kindness in return, or I did you a favor, now you owe me a favor kind of a thing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, I do. Yet that's not when I'm being kind. I'm not looking for anything. I'm giving
Right.
because the gift to me is knowing I did something nice for somebody else. That's my
Yes.
gift, is
Yes.
feeling good about myself that, I can appreciate, you know, giving this gift. I don't need a thank you. I mean, a smile to me is just as much as somebody saying thank you.
Right. Right. And that's something that we, my new lady friend and I, have been very mindful of, that if somebody says something nice about the other person or whatever, I like this about you, whatever,
Mhm.
that my I'm trying to think of how that works for me, that I don't expect anything back. It's like, it's the oldest line in the world. It's like, oh, I love you, honey. Oh, I love you too. You feel that compulsion almost to say something back.
Right, right.
and and that works for a lot of people. Again, it's not for everybody, but with other things as well. Oh, I like this about you. Oh, now, damn it, I'm on the hook. I got to think of what I like about them. Wait a minute. I'll think real hard and I'll go, oh, okay. Oh, and I like this about you. So, so I've kind of gotten into the habit of, when I say something complimentary, kind, or whatever to someone I know, not to a stranger on the street, I will often follow it up with, now I'm not fishing for a compliment here. I'm just telling you what I think, or I don't need anything back. You don't have to give me anything. It's okay. I'm just saying this because I want to say this. So yeah, it's
Yep.
but yeah, fishing for a compliment. I've used that
Mhm.
many, many years over many relationships. And I think it's good to get past that. I think you can get
Yes.
past that if you
Yeah.
try hard. But
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
so
Yep.
we've already hit upon a couple of things. Kindness is something you do out of the to use the old cliche, goodness of your heart, because you are a good person,
Mhm.
etc. So yeah, it's again to go back to this article to this
Mhm.
professor, Robert Waldinger, Zen priest, Harvard professor, cautions us to avoid the mindset. Again, we 5-10 minutes ago we were talking about how kindness becomes for some people impractical, one more hassle, or an idealistic notion in an otherwise dog eat dog world. Okay, having
Wow.
said that, now what are we going to do about it? Well, again, the Harvard professor and Zen priest cautions us to avoid this mistaken mindset. Thank you for calling it a mistake. He teaches that simple, intentional acts of kindness are not merely social niceties, they are indeed a path toward everyday enlightenment. Yay. In other words, our childhood lessons weren't just useful in navigating a dispute over building blocks or painting supplies. Revisiting them as adults can help us strive to be compassionate in every moment, an effort that can transform our work and personal lives for the better. So, in other words, you were taught to be kind as a child, keep
Yes.
doing that.
Yes, absolutely.
I think so. I mean, I really do. And again, it's our mindset. Well, it's my mindset. I recognize that. The kindness equals weakness thing. It's not.
It's
You know,
not.
it's not. You can,
Yeah.
there's well, history is full of that. I mean, I don't want to go off the deep end on that, but you can name a number of, great people, men and women who had strength in what they were doing and were committed and all of that, and yet
Yeah.
still were kind people when it came to
Mhm.
those around them. So yeah,
Right.
it's a mistaken mindset. Kindness equals
Yeah,
weakness is a mistaken mindset.
I
To me,
feel
it
that.
takes it almost, and I don't want to compare. Again, I'm not fishing for a comparison or a compliment here, but it almost takes more strength sometimes to be kind
Yes.
because it's easy in this world to dismiss other people just because they're not in your normal orbit. They're not that important to you. You pass somebody in, like you said, at the grocery store or wherever in traffic or whatever, and it's like may never see that person again. No, you
Yeah.
probably won't, but
No.
that doesn't make them less deserving of your
Mhm.
kindness, if that's
I like,
called
yes, I
upon.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I, I can't think of a better excuse than to say just try it and see how it works.
Yeah. Well, it's the kindness, it's the respect, it's acknowledging that person. You may not know them, but you acknowledge them. How does that make them feel? I mean, just to be seen, to be heard, to be, appreciated. It's very important.
and an acknowledgement that
Mhm.
ability to, or not ability, that feeling of being seen, of being
Mhm.
recognized, that's
Yeah.
huge for people. I feel that myself, when somebody I don't know, when the cashier at the grocery store looks up and actually says hello, not just because that's the way they were trained, they're
Right.
like,
Yeah, because they
they have a
mean,
little conversation or something like that. Yeah. It's like, okay, that was nice. It's like, all right, it didn't change my life, but you know what? It made it better in this moment.
yeah, in that moment
And
it did.
if I feel myself having a better moment, I can do that for someone else and they have a better moment and the whole thing snowballs and then the angels
Oh,
do sing. I hope so. I hope we get to angels at some point.
I got my fingers and toes crossed.
There's more to this, and I do want to talk more about the things we can do to reach what our professor friend calls everyday enlightenment. Let's first, before we do that, go refill your coffee or do whatever you need. We'll take a quick break, and we will be right back. And welcome back. This is The Practical Path, a podcast for personal and spiritual growth. Step number 44 along the path with yours truly, Bill Sklodowski, and our friend Vicki Wagoner in Blue Ridge, Georgia. We forgot to mention if someone would like to talk to you about, well, finding more gratitude and kindness in life, or for anything. I mean, I always tie it to what we're
Okay.
talking about for the show.
Right.
But if somebody would like to speak to you a little bit about what they're doing in life and how they might make it a little bit better, better. What's the word? What is the benefit you provide? Is Vicky's sales thing? I know. Don't tell me it's not sales. I get it. What is the when someone comes to you? What is it you are providing them as part of your service?
Well, what I'm
What
providing
is
is,
that you do?
excuse, I'm sorry.
No,
Um,
go ahead.
I'm helping people see things from a different perspective because we see things and we think that's what's really true. By stepping out of it, looking at the bigger picture of things, changing your perspective on it, you get a whole different feeling, you get a whole different new beginning.
How does that help me?
It helps you to stand in your power, to love and respect yourself, love and respect other people, to know that you're worthy of whatever dream you want or whatever you want to pursue. You've got that ability. As children, we're told what we are, what we have to do. Here, you get to look at some of the things that maybe you've believed in that maybe weren't always in your best interest. So by stepping back, looking at things from a different perspective, you can make different choices and you can
Hmm.
empower yourself and realize you're powerful, you're kind, you're loving, you're creative, whatever it is that you need to find out that's been buried inside. So it could be anything.
Right. Is that what you mean? And not to try to pick apart what your services that you provide, but you
Okay.
said you mentioned, what did you say? Stand in your own power. Stand in your power.
Yeah, stand in your own
Is
power.
that what that means? Because I hear that a lot, but I guess different people have different meanings for that. But that means what? That I know what's best for me.
Yes, we all know what's best for us. It's knowing that, embracing it, accepting it, and moving that energy forward to inspire other people. By you shifting and changing, your true self shows up, and that's who you were meant to be.
Right.
But as little kids, we're told what we have to do, what we got to learn, this and that. So sometimes you just got to sit down and go, thank you, parents, yet I'm older and I'm looking at things from a different perspective. I'm looking at things from the perspective of what makes me feel good? What do I really enjoy? What am I capable of? Because people have all kinds of talents that they're not even aware of until
Right.
somebody says, why don't you try it this way? Or why don't you think about that? Or look this up, you
Right.
know, giving them a different way of looking at things and empowering themselves. To
There you
me,
go.
I love to empower people because, again, we live with all these memories and all these stories. So I've been given the gift of just knowing where to pinpoint it and go, kind of going for it and going, okay, here it is. What are you going to do about it?
Right.
So I kind
Right.
of poke and prod a little bit.
That's okay. That's okay. So
Yet, but
if we
someone,
haven't turned anybody off to the idea, how would
no,
someone get in touch with? It's trust me when I say, because I've been through the process with Vicky and others, and yes, it is about sometimes a, shall we say, challenging realization
oh
that
yeah.
I've been doing some pretty stupid shit for a long time, and now I might want to change that.
All right. Well, yes, and yet, being, mindful of your, you look at these big people when you're little and you go, oh, they're big, they must know everything.
Right.
Well, the thing is that our parents, teachers, whomever, have little kids inside of them.
Right. Right.
And
Yeah.
just
When I
acknowledging that they do and thanking them for what you learn, yet knowing that you can shift and change your perspective on what you really believe in, what you want to
right.
follow, what you
Right.
want to do.
Right. Perhaps stupid shit was a bit of an overstatement,
Well,
but
you
still, you come to recognize that there's a better way to do things, to think about things, to live life. There's a better way than what I'm doing right now.
And to trust oneself.
Yes.
That's the biggie. You've got to learn to trust yourself. If it feels right, go for it. If it doesn't, trust it. Don't do it. Yet know that you have that ability to be in your own power, to make your own decisions, to move yourself forward.
And as we get back to our story on everyday enlightenment, how would somebody get in touch with you if they would like to receive a little bit of enlightenment?
Well, they can call or text 239-248-0586 or email me at Vicki, Vicki, Wagoner, Wagoner, 53 at gmail.com.
We talk about the things that we do as kind of our little services and stuff like that. This
Mhm.
is, of course, Vicky's profession and her calling and her whatever. You go to head over to YouTube, you'll find yours truly at Bill's iPhone Tips on YouTube.com for all sorts of important information about dealing with your technology, which we're having a bit of a challenge with technology as we record this show today. I don't know if we need to add some enlightenment to the Zoom call or something. I don't know, or just who knows.
And I
Anyway,
want to add that you are great at it. So if you
thank
need
you.
any kind of computer help, Bill's the guy.
Not fishing for a compliment, but thank you very much.
It's,
I accept your kindness there.
you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. So, back to our thing about everyday enlightenment and our professor who is both a Zen priest and Harvard professor who says that enlightenment, everyday enlightenment as he calls it, is about waking up to the truth of what life is, more specifically, and here I think is the big bottom line, the interconnectedness of everything, the essential oneness of everything. The
Yes.
fact that, as such, we would be better served to think of everyday enlightenment as those activities that reduce feelings of isolation and loneliness in others, ourselves, and our community. In other words, do more of that togetherness,
Yeah.
do more of that recognizing that we're all in this together. We're all in,
Oh,
we're,
yes.
we're all in this together, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So he says the rush of life, the busyness of everyday life can make that a tall task. We can easily fall into the trap of acting as if we are separate from the world and we focus mainly on, if not only on ourselves. By reminding ourselves about and accepting that interconnectedness that we speak of, we can
Mhm.
better prepare ourselves to change how we interact with others, which again,
I love
seeing
that.
things from a different perspective.
Yes.
Really the only thing we talk about on this show every week is
Yeah.
seeing things from a different perspective and then acting on that new mm, yeah, that new perspective, that new way of seeing things, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, for instance, rather than reacting with frustration or judgment to a perceived slight or insult, we might temper our response with empathy by recognizing that the person across from us may be living with unseen struggles. A kind
Yeah.
response can be a thing that improves a person's day. Similarly, workplace leaders who embrace interconnectedness can better foster environments where individuals feel seen, heard, and valued. Yes, it works everywhere. It works in interpersonal
Oh,
stuff, family
hmm,
stuff, businesses. It works everywhere. Yes,
everywhere. Yep.
absolutely. One of the other points is recommend a recommendation that we acknowledge the impermanence of life. This is the
Mm,
concept that includes everything, including ourselves, is changing all the time. Nothing
yes.
stays the same. Realizing that everything is fleeting and always changing can help us adjust our expectations, regulate emotions. It opens up space for compassion and understanding. When we realize that we come to have a lot more compassion for, when we realize that things are impermanent, we come to realize that we have a lot more compassion for ourselves and for others. There's more acceptance. We move from wanting the world to conform to what we like and don't like to not needing other people to be different from who we are. That's a long way of saying everybody's doing their own thing.
Yes.
And the more we recognize that, and
Hmm.
are okay with it, the better off we'll be. Right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's, to me, there's a lot more about that, and we'll chat about other pieces of that. But as we learned as children, everyday enlightenment isn't about being perfect either. It's found in small acts of kindness and our willingness to show up with compassion day in and day out. You talked about that earlier. Whether at
Hmm.
work, at home, in our communities, our relationships, any interaction is an opportunity to practice what the professor calls enlightened activity.
Mm.
Enlightened activity might look like taking a moment to check in on a neighbor, volunteering for a cause you care about, practicing patience in the face of frustration in the workplace. It may mean that instead of waiting for the perfect moment of clarity, we listen attentively, share skills with friends and colleagues, offer constructive feedback, and be patient with others as well. And as we always say, and it says right here again, these small actions ripple out in the world and create a culture of kindness in our personal relationships and broader communities. And they remind us every day that we are connected by creating a sense of shared humanity. And
I
if the
love
world needs
that.
anything right now, it is a sense of shared
Oh,
humanity.
yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
it's a little crazy out there nowadays.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know. I know.
Oh,
So how does that hit? How does that feel to you there as you hear that?
oh, it's what I believe in. It's just, confirmed what we've been talking about.
Right. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just again, you're not gonna unless you're Superman. That movie's coming out soon as we record this. The new
Yeah,
the latest in the long string of Superman movies.
right.
Unless you're Superman, you're not going out there and you're not stopping wars. You're not holding up buildings falling down. You're not, no, sorry. But as we said very early in this show, you can help. You
Yes,
can, like Vicki does, she helps her senior citizen friends load groceries in the car. Or they're not her friends. They're just people. They're
people. Yeah.
I want to. What an interesting thing to say. They're not friends. Well, guess what? They are friends. You just haven't met them yet. You
Yes.
just haven't figured that out yet. And when those folks go home for the day, they're thinking of Vicky as a new friend. They sure are. And they
Yeah.
hope that they see her again because she made their day and their life a little better in that moment.
Yes. And that's what I love to do. I'm not looking for, big thank yous. It's just a smile,
Mm-hmm.
and just knowing that they're seen, they're heard, they're, acknowledged, they're respected.
As with enlightenment, kindness and compassion are all ongoing projects. I like that. We
Yes.
don't graduate to a state of kindness. We must strive to bring it to each moment that life presents it to us. As
Yep.
the professor says, there is only this moment's activity. If I do something kind and that pays attention to the interconnectedness of everything and everyone, that is an enlightened activity. It is a pursuing a way that can be as compassionate as I can be, to pursue enlightened activity in as many moments as I can string together in my life. I love that. Just,
Yes.
okay, you did it once. Cool.
Hmm.
Go do it again.
Yeah. I mean, what's a little act of kindness to take seconds out of your life? I mean, you just made somebody feel good, and then
Right.
that person's going to pass it on and pass it on. And one of my favorite things to say is every little thing is like a grain of sand. Everybody's impressed by the beach, and by, walking on the sand dunes. Well, if you ever looked at it, they're teeny tiny and they've all collected over millions of years.
Right.
The same thing. Every little thing, every big thing, it all collects and it makes a difference.
Yes. I
It
think
really does.
right. Right. And to use your analogy, if I were one of those grains of sand, I could think, well, who am I? What am I? I'm just a grain of sand. I'm nothing. But
Yeah.
then you look, then you, if somebody look, oh, we're going to make this real perfect analogy to what Vicky always talks about, the new perspective, the 35,000 foot view, the whatever. If I reached down, me as a human, and picked up one of those grains of sand and held it up 6 foot off the ground and said, okay, look around. The sand goes, holy cow, look at there's billions of us. And we've made this amazing beach together.
It's the same thing. The energy all collects. Every little thing, every big thing, every medium thing you do, it all collects.
Right.
So be
Right.
a part of that, feeling good. You're doing something good for somebody else, but it makes you feel good. So it's a win-win all the way around.
And as we've said, it contributes to the overall goodness, higher vibration, better energy, pick whatever term you like, of the whole planet, of the whole universe. It all adds up.
Oh, it does. It's all effective. Yep.
I love that. I do because
Yeah.
I think we see ourselves as that single grain of sand. What can I do? Well, I'm just one person. What can I do? Well, the answer is you can do what you can do, and what you do matters.
It does matter.
Right. It
Yep.
contributes to that overall energy of the world.
Absolutely.
I love
Yes.
that.
hmm I know. Don't ask me where I come up with this stuff. It
Oh,
just
I mean,
comes
it's
out.
fine. I mean, it really, it doesn't matter where it comes from. It's just that it's there, and we want to share it with our friends and listeners, and hopefully inspire them to think about, and more importantly, act on
Mhm.
some of the things that we talk about. Because I mean,
Yes.
I'm famous for that. I'm great. I am fabulous. I am a 5-star general at thinking about the better things that I could do. Now, do I do them?
Yes, you do.
Sometimes. Yes. Thank you. Very
Okay.
kind. Thank you. I appreciate that, and I will accept your compliment.
Well,
But yes, I think that
yeah.
I still think there's a gap between what I would like to be doing and what I actually do. So that's my, oh, literally, that is what the Zen professor would call your practice.
Right.
Why do they call it practice? Because you're doing it every doggone day.
So you're looking at it, you talked about it,
Right.
you recognize it. Now, what do you want to do? You can keep doing what you've been doing, or you can go, wait a minute, I'm going to put a little bit more focus
Right.
on what we've just talked about
And action.
and action.
Action. I'm not going to let myself or anybody else off the hook with that one today
Right.
because I do feel like my, in some things, I do feel like my action falls short of my own expectations for myself. How about that? Yeah.
So you're looking at it,
Right.
you're talking about it, you
Right.
shared it. Now, what do you want to do?
Exactly. Exactly. I have business things I want to do and, more of my fancy YouTube videos and stuff
Mhm,
like that. Okay, great.
mhm.
Good. I got, I'm holding up my sticky note. I got them all written down here on my
Oh,
desk. I sure
me
do.
too.
Yeah. I'm sure we all do. I'm sure we all
Mhm.
have, the fridge magnets, holding up, the to-do lists and all that stuff. Or I have a dry erase board hanging here in my office with all my stuff that I want to. All right. How about maybe do one of those things today?
Do one thing today
Right. Do
and
one thing.
do one thing, recognize and honor how did it feel?
There you go. There you go. I think, and again, that works for not just you and me, but it works for all our friends and listeners. Do one thing today.
Just do
Uh,
one thing.
do one thing.
Yeah.
And if that one thing is, like we said, holding the door open for an elderly couple at the grocery store or whatever, when you, and again, we're not saying, go home and have a party or a celebration that you did the one thing. I mean, okay, good. But still, as Vicki would say, I see her giving me that look, recognize it
Yes,
and give yourself credit for it
absolutely.
and know that you're going to do it again tomorrow.
Well, like I like to say, be your own best friend.
Right. How does
Because you're,
that how does that relate to I mean, I know that's your favorite line. How does that relate to this?
well, how would it feel if your friend was doing something, you went up and said, you know what, you did a great job. Okay. And your
Hmm.
friend goes, oh, wow, thank you for, acknowledging me. Thank you for recognizing that. Look in the mirror. Look at your own self. Hey, you know what? You've been procrastinating on this. Okay, I did this today. How does it make you feel?
Right.
Smile on
There
your
you
face. You feel lighter. You're like, oh, I finally got that done. You'd say that to your best friend. You're your own best friend. Cheerlead yourself. Be your own cheerleader.
I like that. I do. Be your own, yeah, be your own cheerleader. Yeah.
Mhm.
I I'm not wearing the little short dress though, but I get it. I do.
Oh, I had it all made up for you.
Yay. Yay. I look silly with pom poms, but
I don't know. I think you look cute.
there you go. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And laughter,
And
laughter is really important.
how often we say that and how much it is true, doggone it, that
Oh, yes.
when you, and again, when you do that thing, whatever you're going to do today, however you can contribute to the positive vibe of the world today,
Right.
you know, to try and put it in nice generic terms, we're not going to be woo woo about that here. Whatever you do today, celebrate that, enjoy
Yes.
it, smile to yourself and say, yep, did that. Cool. And if that brings you a smile or a laugh or a whatever, so much the better. Really, it
Oh,
is.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because again, it's a little weird out there right now. I keep
Yeah.
I keep saying that, but I don't see it getting any better anytime soon. So you don't have to. I'm gonna suggest that you want to be a little more responsible for your own happiness and your own enlightenment, and
Yes.
maybe to help those in your close circle. Now,
Hmm.
maybe that's a neighbor that you've never spoken to before, or somebody like we've said at the grocery store that you help with their, packing up their car or whatever. But it's in
Right.
your area, it's what you can do. You're not
Yeah.
watching the news of some faraway city burning down and
Mhm.
thinking, oh my
Yeah.
God, the end is near. No, you can
Yep.
handle your own stuff, you know.
Yes.
And yeah, I love that because I see people, I hear people and friends getting so involved with things that they have no way they can affect at all.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about that situation over there that's going on. That, yes, to look at it is pretty doggone awful,
Yeah.
but there's nothing you're going to do to change it. Nothing.
Right. No.
So do what you can do. We've said this on the show before too. Do what
Yes.
you can do where you're at with what you've got.
Absolutely. And
And
you're
if that means,
contributing to the energy.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
That's all you can do.
wow, what quite the sermon today, Reverend Vicky. Quite the sermon
Oh,
today.
and Reverend Bill.
And thank you. I know. Wearing my black collar today, as always, my
I know,
black
I saw
hoodie.
that.
I know it's my black hoodie. I wear it every day.
I know, I
So
like
yeah. It's 90 degrees outside. I'm wearing a hoodie in my apartment. It's like, come on, Bill. All right. So that's going to do it for today. Anyway, so
Yeah.
the everyday enlightenment thing, I mean, again, it's not hard. It doesn't take any work. It really doesn't. But it does take mindfulness to
Yes.
be able to see the opportunities when they present themselves. And they
Yeah.
will present themselves. They
Hmm.
will.
Yep.
Absolutely positively, especially if you wake up in the morning or do whatever you do, if you have a morning routine or a ritual or a meditation or a whatever, and all right, I'm going to get a little woo woo here. A little bit. Okay, I know you're fine. Um, don't worry, folks. You're in no danger. But if you tell the universe, if that means prayer to a god for you, I'm okay with that. If you talk to your guides, I'm okay with that. If you talk to the angels, I'm okay with that. If you just quietly in your own head announce to the universe, whatever that means to you, I'm open today to help, to express kindness, to express compassion, to express something in some way. If you
Yes.
do that, I guarantee that the opportunity will show up,
Hmm.
right?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, we see that all the time. We see
Oh,
that all the time. And it will happen for you. I know that it will.
yeah.
All of our friends, doesn't matter. I don't care if there's a million people listening. Boy, that would be nice. If there was a
Yes.
million people listening, a million opportunities would show up because the universe doesn't, there are no limitations. There's no gas tank. We're never
Yeah.
running on empty. There's
Yep.
always,
Always there.
it's always there. So there you go. All right, cool. Final thoughts, Miss Vicky.
I just feel that this was a great opportunity to share some bits of wisdom, of truth, of it's been here for millions of years. Whatever you put out, it's going to come back.
Mm-hmm.
So put out good, put out love, put out kindness, respect,
Right.
honoring, whatever it is, know it's going to come back to you. And you can
Yes.
do it.
Yes. and then take action on that opportunity. I
Yes.
think that's the homework
Yeah.
for the week
Yeah.
is take some action. Doesn't have to be big,
Whatever.
doesn't cost you anything, doesn't
Mhm.
maybe just a smile or a few words of encouragement, whatever. It's all good.
Yep.
I love that. Thank you.
You're
All right.
welcome.
All right, friends. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you hear a glitch or two on the show this week, know that we had a couple of little internet issues with our Zoom call, but I'm gonna try and edit those as best as possible, so I think we'll be fine. But it's all good. It's all, it's my opportunities to express a little patience to the rest of the universe
And that, yeah, patience is a good one too.
for the internet and the service that it provides us. So thank
Yes.
you, internet gods, wherever you are.
They're out there.
If anybody would like to get in touch with you, Ms. Vicki, for any of your help and guidance and etc., how would they find you, please?
Well, they can call or text 239-248-0586 or email me at Vicki, Vicki, Wagoner, Wagoner 53 @gmail.com.
And of course, if you want to find any of my videos and help with your
Yes.
technology, just go to YouTube and do a search for Bill's iPhone tips, and you will find all of that as well. And of course, all of this information is in the show notes. If you didn't get a chance to write it down during the program, nobody does. I know you're listening. I know you're driving. You're doing whatever you do. But if you do want to get in touch, we would love to hear from you, and just check the show notes wherever you get your podcast, and all that information will be there, along with a link to our article about walking the path of everyday enlightenment.
Yes.
It's going to do it for this week. Thanks again for joining us. I'm Bill Sklodowski.
Thank you for coming and listening to our program. I'm Vicki Wagner, and remember, always be your own best friend.